on inventory management. So I met with a lot of the business leaders from the factory to try and understand how we could optimize our inventory levels, and it was really interesting. We got a new continuous improvement manager. So they're planning to do like a rapid improvement event every other week to try and help optimize a lot of different parts of the business. Most of the events so far have been around the factory because they have a machine shop. It's like a machine. They do a lot of machining for the other business lines. A lot of the Co-Mills and Fitzpatrick Mills, the parts are actually manufactured in Canada in a machine shop. So a lot of the improvement events have been done to optimize those activities, but there's going to be hopefully a lot of positive change up there under the new leadership. So yeah, it was nice. It was a nice trip. Canada is very nice this time of year, not so much like January when we went last time. So yeah, hopefully next sales meeting will be a little warmer. We're going to try and have it be a little warmer next time. Hey, Mike. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Good morning to most.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hi. Good evening, Steve. Good morning, everyone. I see Robin. Hello.
Yep.
Noodle.
Hey,
Hello.
Noodle.
Shibata-san. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning,
Mike.
Michael.
Good morning.
Hey, Kelly. Good evening.
Good morning, Shibata-san. I heard Ishioka-san and
Oh,
Kodama-san are
yes.
Yes,
not
They
feeling
got-
so
they got
well. Yeah.
so it's about time they can get out the from the isolating place.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. That's such a makes it so difficult. I'm
Is
glad
that
they're
from
feeling
the-
okay.
Is that from the legal seafood? The Omicron?
Maybe. I don't know. I hope not. Yeah. So yeah, it's still only a few people here, so we're gonna wait another couple minutes and then we'll start going. In the meantime, let me share my screen. Oh, let me share my screen. All right, can you see okay? Okay. Excellent. Great. Hi, Melissa. Good afternoon. Welcome. All right, we'll just wait one more minute and then we'll go. All right. Well, thank you everyone for your attendance and attention. This is our June channel partner webinar. We have some exciting topics to talk about. We have we're going to start with just some team results and some team updates and some result updates. Then we're going to talk about the customer feedback survey. We'll talk a little bit about how that's going. Then we're going to talk about, Kelly is going to talk about competition, some information about the latest from Dihydromatics and from PSI. And then we have new fat standard offerings. So there are a few different levels depending on what your customers need. And this is mostly so that we can standardize with the rest of our group and better manage our customers' expectations ahead of times. And then finally, Mike Bernard is going to talk about the importance of selling standard machines and what challenges that can come from selling custom machines. And then hopefully at the end, we'll have time for questions. At any time, you can feel free to type your questions in the chat window, and we will address them as soon as we see them, or else you can hold your questions until the end, and then we will address them at the end. All right, so let's start with a team update. There are a few changes since last time. First, we hired a new field service. He started about 5 weeks ago. He's on the eastern part of the United States, and he's doing really well so far. Very excited to have him as part of the team. The platform also hired a new IT director. So before we had an IT director that we shared with other business units, and he wasn't very focused on IDEX MPT. But now our new IT director is Jeff Buckley. Really excited about that. And then the other update is our former IT manager, Matt Brown, has left to pursue other opportunities at IDEX. So he kind of left at the same time that we made this transition. So we're really sad because he's been with us for a long time, 6 years, and he's done some really great things for us, like launch the current version of the configurator, and he really did a good job setting up really good systems that we can use to work more efficiently. But we should be hiring a new IT manager soon, and basically what that means is we had planned on transitioning to a new product configurator, and that has been delayed a little bit. It was initially supposed to launch right around now, and it looks like it will probably launch in August or September. So we'll have more information about that next time we talk. Other than that, no big changes. We're still trying to hire two design engineers. It's a little tricky to hire right now. The market is very strong in the United States, and we're having trouble finding the right people for this role. So we're still really trying to hire 2 more engineers to support Mike's team. All right. So some results updates. The first thing I want to mention is that Microfluidics was awarded an IDEX Difference Customer Obsession Honors Award. So every year, the IDEX senior leadership team, so the CEO and the CFO hold a global leadership conference. And they give out 3 awards for growth, 1 for customer obsession, 1 for innovation. And Microfluidics, out of all the companies in IDEX, won the award for customer obsession. This is primarily because of the the hard work that resulted in reduction of lead time of production machines to fight COVID. We wound up selling 4 production machines in where the lead time was about half our typical lead times, and in order to get our customers producing COVID fighting drugs and vaccines as quickly as possible. So we just want to say thank you to everyone, including the sales team. Absolutely critical part of the team to make this happen. But really, it was a whole group effort. You know, the sales team, the engineering team, the factory team up in Waterloo, and of course the aftermarket team, who was able to get these machines not only delivered but up and running in record amounts of time. So we're all really excited about this. Thank you for your support. And then with regards to results, we are having a very good start to the year. These are the aftermarket results. These are kind of month to month. So the dotted lines are our plan, and the solid line, the green part, is what we've done so far, and the blue part is what we forecast. So aftermarket, great start to the year, currently ahead of plan by about 5%. Really great execution in a challenging market with extended deliveries, and right on plan, holding our AOP. So doing great for aftermarket. And then also for machines, we had a really good start to the year. Currently ahead of our plan by about 22%, driven primarily by production machines globally, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And even though we're ahead by 22%, currently we're only holding our forecast. You'll see that, even though we had a really good start to the year, we're projecting kind of a low end of Q2 and Q3 compared to Q1. And then Q4 was forecasted to be really high. That's kind of how we typically like to forecast, is put most of the business in Q4 so that we can figure out how things are going and aren't kind of starting the year behind. So still have a good pipeline and are on target to achieve our AOP, which would be really exciting. So this is results broken out in a few different categories. So 2022 pace, this is basically if you were to average the machines through May out through the end of the year. So basically multiply them by 12/5. This is what you get. You'll see most of our wins, that most of our growth comes from production. Had a really good start to the year in the production machine. A little bit of a slow start to the year on the lab machine, but that was mostly January and February were both pretty slow months. And since then, lab has really turned around and recovered. So we're hoping that this we'll get another record year for lab machines. And then most of our business again is in sweet spot, but you do see that we have some other applications that are winning, and these are primarily pharmaceutical dispersions. That's kind of the other application that is we're selling some big production machines for they're mostly aseptic machines for milling pharmaceutical dispersion. So on pace here to have a really good year, but we kind of expect this as the year goes on to kind of come down a little bit and sweet spot to continue to be really strong. Territories is kind of an interesting story. We're having a really good year in Asia Pacific, primarily China. China is having a very strong year. And also Europe, Middle East, and Africa having a very strong start to the year. And Americas are a little bit down year over year. But we do expect this to pick up and kind of normalize. From a model perspective, you can see the high runners are the 7250 and 7125, these production machines, but also 110 EHs are going very strong. And then kind of the rest of the lab business and production business are kind of running at kind of typical rates. So yeah, so had a very strong beginning of the year and hope to continue that primarily from a lab scale going forward. Lead times are going pretty well. These are average days from the receipt of the PO to the shipment. You can see for the most part we're holding our lead times, LM10s and LM20s, both right around 4 weeks. LV1s are doing pretty well. Standard 110 EHs kind of right around lead time. Standard 110Ps right around lead time. But you'll see our Pharma EH and Pharma P, those are kind of increasing a little bit. Kind of still right around lead time, but we're having harder times expediting these biopharma lab machines. And then on the production scale, kind of a similar story. Holding our lead times, but really having trouble expediting. You can see that for the most part, all of our production machines are running about 2 to 3 weeks longer to deliver this year than last year. And that's really due to supply chain. We have a lot of inventory, but really, we'll miss one part, and that one part will really delay the entire machine by weeks. That's happening with a couple of customers right now. So challenging environment from a production machine standpoint, and we're doing our best to get these machines out as quickly as possible. We'll change pace a little bit and start talking about marketing. Kathy Silva made these slides for me, so thank you to Kathy. She left for her vacation though today, and she's traveling, so she's not available to present. She presented these slides in session 1, but isn't available this evening. This first chart is our website traffic. And you can see really great results. We had continuing to see record levels of organic search, which is really important, and our direct website traffic is really strong year over year and maintaining kind of high levels. We had our AdWords kind of took a dip. Leads are still kind of very steady. Our web leads are really encouraging, and you can see there are these spikes of high levels of new leads these are around webinars, and you can expect to see some trade show leads start to land. We'll talk about trade shows in a little bit. And we could absolutely use your help to help continue to drive our web traffic, mostly through LinkedIn. I know that LinkedIn isn't used in all areas of the world, but we really ask that you continue to like and share our LinkedIn posts to help expand our visibility. That's kind of the best way that you can help us with our web traffic. These are kind of the new things that we're working on. We revamped our aftermarket page to create a clearer, easier path for our customers, really promotes our services and provides reference materials. So if you haven't seen that yet, please go check it out. And the next page is we're gonna revamp our blog layout page and our contact us page. We're hoping to make our survey available on our contact us page, as well as potentially put QR codes on our machines that link to our contact page. that would really be helpful to help drive traffic and help our customers get the information that they need. Really, our priority this year is lipid nanoparticles. They continue to be our main driver from a marketing perspective. We created a lot of blog content, spending a lot of money on AdWords and sponsored ads. We've expanded our promotion on January's joint webinar with Sky Pharma that was really successful by creating some social shorts, which are, very short videos that we can post both on YouTube and on LinkedIn to get some good views. And we participated in 2 symposiums specifically around LNPs in the past couple of months, and they were both really successful. However, we've had to take down the information related to the HDT Bio joint webinar with Derek Carter. Unfortunately, HDT Bio is in some legal discussions, to put it mildly, with one of their former partners, Genova. If you do a Google search, you'll see that see what's happening. But basically, in light of that, they've asked us to take down any reference to their technology for the time being, and he's they're a very important partner for us, so we've removed not only the webinar but a couple of blog posts, and we ask that you not, if you've downloaded any information, we ask that you not share those for now. But Derek Carter has offered to do another webinar tentatively scheduled for September, which will have some really good results too. So we'll keep everyone updated of its progress. But in the meantime, we're going back to trade shows. We did two trade shows around LNPs. This first one was LNP formulation, which was very specific to lipid nanoparticles, which is kind of a very small part of the space. And we did another one. Young actually gave a presentation at this RNA Therapies Congress. These kind of nucleic acid delivery symposiums, there are a lot of them these days. They're really good. We don't get so many leads, but all the leads we get are very interesting, and we expect to form some partnerships and sell some equipment based on these. Whereas Interfex is it's a very big show, and we got quite a lot of leads, but the leads tend to be more general and not so strong. We also are participating in cannabis shows, so still part of our sweet spot, still trying to grow that part of the business. But we have seen that cannabis kind of has peaked. Our best year was 2019, but we're still seeing strong orders in cannabis. It's still continuing to be a good area for us, especially as new markets open up. Thailand just became legalized, and also Germany has been legalized for recreational use. So we're really excited about that. So these are some pictures from our trade shows. This is the RNA Delivery Congress. So is this. This was our booth. We had a really good pop-up banner and table display with a 110p, and then this is Young giving his presentation. This was Interfex. We had a big booth with which we shared with all of the other business lines from IDEX MPT. So that's Fitzpatrick, Quadro, Matcon, and Stereodos. And this is Chris Jake when he's presenting at this cannabis trade show, which was really successful. So yeah, we're still interested in doing trade shows. If you guys have one in your area that you think would be good, let us know. We can either support you guys with some really nice pop-ups or posters or, tabletop information, or, if it's one of these symposiums, potentially we'll instead of presenting, we might just attend the show for the first year to determine how good it is before we decide to attend, because these tend to be really expensive. So, we are going back for trade shows. Interfex was a little bit kind of quieter than we're used to, but we're still think these are good shows, not just for lead generation, but also for brand awareness. So we are pushing trade shows again this year. All right, changing gears a little bit, I want to talk about the customer feedback survey. So remember, this is all about customer engagement. We want to really drive our repeat order and referral customer business. So we launched a customer feedback survey for customers who bought new machines, and so far we've gotten 20 new feedback surveys completed since its launch. So thank you very much for all of those of you who called customers and walked them through the customer feedback survey. We're really excited about it. We've gotten some really good data so far. These are just a couple of the questions that show that in general most of our customers are happy. Most of them are able to achieve the product quality that they're looking for pretty much right away, which is, really good data. It's, exactly what we were hoping for. And then also we were able to identify those who weren't and start working with them, help them understand why not, and try to help them get up and running more quickly. And then also, most of our customers, kind of 80% of our customers would recommend our products and services to their colleagues or business partners. And then, we've asked all those 80% if they had anybody that they would recommend. And I think we got 2 referrals so far, which might not seem like very much, but it's 2 more than we had. And its referrals are, as we know, kind of one of the most critical sources of new machine business for us. So really excited about this. Thank you very much again. And please continue to fill this out with your customers. If you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to let us know. Also, not only that, but we got some really good kind of general feedback that just helps us engage our customers better. Some of it's kind of generic and like, hey, how about a what's in the box feature? And we have some really good information about what's in our box. So, we might come up with a feature, but more, we just kind of went back and gave this customer some more information about what's in their equipment. Another customer said, hey, we could release some video tutorials about LM20s. And we were like, oh, we have those. And then we sent them out. So, it's good that customers ask us for information, because oftentimes we have it. And then there's also some information that we kind of know is an issue. There's not, something we're working on. A lot of information like spare parts lead time, parts ordering is kind of tricky. We got some feedback about a specific problem that a customer was having and worked with them on how to fix it. So the goal is really to work with these customers, not only to just receive their feedback, but also respond to them and fix some things. So even though we're probably not going to be able to fix our parts process, we have the data that shows that our customers are asking for it. So now it's not just us saying, hey, our customers are saying this. We can actually in 6 months be able to say, categorize how many people are frustrated with our spare parts process and hopefully make a change. So please continue to interview customers. You should get notification from your regional sales manager call your customers and fill it out. And yeah, so please continue to do that. And we are still working on a second survey for existing customers to kind of, so it's not so much linked to new machines, but more kind of understanding how the machine continues to perform relative to their expectations. So that's probably going to be September, October timeframe. But yeah, in the meantime, please continue to work with the first survey. All right. Kelly, you're up.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to quickly touch base on our competition, as Steve mentioned, specifically with Dihydromatics and PSI, and then I'm going to introduce everyone to the new FAT levels that we have rolled out. Next slide. All right, so starting with Dihydromatics, they are a company that started in 2015 by Dave Hunter, who is a former microfluidics senior field service engineer. He is the CEO and president of Dihydro and the primary service technician for all of their major accounts with a few other service technicians. A couple years ago, Dave brought on Nitin, who was a service engineer for Trident, one of our distributors, and is now the VP of Sales, Service, and Marketing based out of India. Also in 2020, Hunter brought his two sons to join the company as well. Both are apparently engineers. Overall, the customer feedback for Dihydro is that they're great until they're not. Dihydro prides themselves on their responsiveness. However, customers also complained that have complained about his aggression when they don't go with him. Also, some of our customers that Hunter has retained when he left the company has been burned by him when he wasn't able to resolve those issues that pop up. And those teams that have had a relationship with Hunter have to explain to their upper management now why they are not using the OEM for the service on their pharma equipment. So there are times where we can actually win these customers back, which is great. Yeah, so they are based out of Massachusetts, Maynard, Massachusetts, but they also have locations in Germany and India, and a distributor location out of Taiwan. Next slide, please. So this is really their product line currently, or at least some of their product offering. Recently, as you can see, I highlighted the HL60. This machine's pretty recent over the last couple of years. I believe it was launched in 2020 or so, or just before 2020. This is the equivalent to our LV1, but their advertising doesn't really add up, where he says that you can have a minimum of 1 milliliter stroke rate, but the sample size is a minimum of 3 milliliters. So it's quite interesting. But again, he showcased this at Interfex last month in New York. So that was very interesting to see in person for us. And then another machine that I'd like to highlight here is the HP 1200-30. They also have pharma grade versions, and this is what they claim to be the equivalent of our 815 pharma enhanced machine, running about a liter per minute or just under that. And in a short while, we'll show you a video clip that we actually have at one of our customer sites of this machine. And so the feedback that we've gotten is that it doesn't, what is our customer? The customer is not actually getting the results they were looking for when they were running paclitaxel. However, they did mention that it worked for some other liposomal applications. However, operators are much more comfortable working on the microfluidizer than this machine due to the simplicity and the ease of operation. And if you actually can see, all of the process piping is really exposed, and that's been a big feedback that we've gotten from customers, especially in the pharma industries. They prefer the enclosure that we have on our pilot and production scale machines. So that's something to be looked out for. Did you want to? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I gotta find it again. What did I do with that? Where is it? It's in
It's
sales.
in the sales, product management, and then competition.
Thank you. Got it. So yeah, this is the machine. You can see up here. This is kind of the liquid end. It's got these are the two intensifiers. It's got product comes in here, so you can see that these can't really be drainable. It's all exposed. You can see this is the chamber over there. There's a pressure transducer. We think this is their data recorder, which is very similar to kind of our old Yokogawa system, so kind of a lot less functional. Yeah, and this was we were able to capture this video thanks to a customer who first bought an M815 and then bought this HP 1230, and then they recently just bought a new 815. So we believe we won them back, not only because of the safety of the machine, but also support. We have much better support, especially in this location, and yeah. So I think we're still keep your eyes out for Dihydro and let us know if you run into them at all.
Absolutely. Great. So the next up is PSI, who's a former microfluidics distributor for Italy. They position themselves on their low cost and their minimalistic design. We haven't had much feedback on them yet, but if anyone hears anything, again, just let us know. They seem to be mainly based in Europe and a little bit of Asia here, so keep your eyes peeled, I suppose. The next slide, we can go over their product line as well. So their product line, so Dihydro actually, we believe, is building up their machines from PSI. As you can see, this PSI 30 is the HP 1200-30 machine that they have. And then it's, again, the exposed piping and everything. And recently, I believe within the last few months, actually, they've launched this PSI 300 unit. And this machine is going to be the equivalent of our M700 machines. So the M700-30 can run about 5 liters per minute, or according to this one's just a little bit higher. And they do claim that they have CIP and SIP capability, but there's not much information out there yet. But again, just like with these smaller PSI 30 and 40 units, all of their process piping is all exposed here. So we don't believe that's going to be great or desired by our customers at all.
Yeah, and right, we're not sure if it's aseptic or not, but based on our experience, we don't understand how it could be. So yeah, we're always hoping to receive more information. So please let us know.
Yes, please. All right, next slide. Okay, jumping into FATs. Again, we are trying to standardize all our FATs across our MPT platform. Our MPT is based up with the Fitzpatrick, Matcon, Quadro, Steridose brands, and with our factory and the 4 Fitzpatrick, Quadro, and Steridose also being manufactured at that site, we are trying to standardize across the whole and also set better expectations of what's included within the FAT for our customers. Previously, we had, if we just said, hey, are you coming to the FAT or not? And we wouldn't have that information till almost last minute at times. And so it also sets our factory up to be better prepared for what to expect. So right now we are going to be offering 4 different FATs. And the first one's going to be the standard FAT. That is following our standard FAT protocol. And there will be no documentation sent prior to executing the FAT, and the customer will not need to sign off on that FAT at the end of the execution. This is similar to what we've done in the past prior to COVID, but now it's actually documented there in our standard features or quotations. The next one that I'll go over is actually going to be the FAT with video clips. So this one came about during COVID as customers couldn't really attend our FATs. And so we are going to be sending the FAT documentation up to 2 weeks in advance to the customer to review. And then we will be executing the FAT. And with that FAT document execution, we will be sending 2 to 3 video clips of the machine running and operating the machine to the customer, and the customer will have to sign off on the FAT documentation at the completion of the FAT. The next one is the customer attending FAT. So similar to the video clips, the customer will have to sign off on the documents, and they will receive the documents prior to the FAT, but they will not be getting any video clips or post-live viewing because they will be there in person to see the unit running. And the last one that we have is the FAT with post-live viewing. So again, sending the documentation prior to the execution of the FAT, and then we will run the FAT to our standard procedure. And after that, we will set up a Teams meeting like we're on right now, and we'll have up to 2 hours of a post-live viewing, showing the machine, showing it running, certain operations, and going over any of the documentation that they are looking for. And at the end of that, we are looking for the customer's approval and sign off on that FAT. So you may be wondering what machines is this going to be affecting, and this is going to be affecting the M110P Pharma Basic machine, and then all of the pilot and production scale machines, standard in pharma of the 815 and the 700 series. So what does this really look like? Let's start with the M110P and the M110EH. So we have changed things up a little bit. Previously, we have had the FATs always been an option that you can add on to the Pharma Basic machines for all levels. And now we're going to include the standard FAT where Microfluidics will run the FAT to our standard procedure, but we will not be sending the customer the documentation ahead of time, and they will not be getting, or they will not have to sign off on it at the completion. But that will now be included in the machine, and they will get that documentation at the end or when they receive the machine. And now, for the M110P, we are offering 2 other types of FATs, and that includes the FAT with the video clips, and then if they want to attend, they are more than welcome to. These are purchasing options, and so what that means is it will really override what we already offer. So if they buy the customer attending, they will have to sign off on that documentation, and they will receive it in advance compared to the no approvals that's included in the basic. Another thing I'd like to note here is these orange blocked out not available options for the basic and the standard EH for the post-live viewing. We believe that due to the time consumption of running this type of FAT, it's really not in our best interest in offering it. And I think for these more simplistic machines that it's not really a necessary offering as well. And just makes things a little bit more efficient in the long run. And then let's jump over to the enhanced and aseptic. Okay, so following for the 815, 7125, and the 7250, again, will be offering the standard FAT on all basic machines. And then on the standard, all FATs are purchased options. But then if you look at the enhanced and aseptic, we are going to include the video clips as what is as a standard offering for these two types of machines. So if a customer wants to come to the FAT, they will still have to purchase that option. And if they do that, they will not receive the video clips because they will be in person. And also they will not receive the video clips if they do the post-live viewing as well. But those will be options for these machines. So this is currently seen in PowerTrack. So if you have any issues or any comments, concerns, or questions regarding any of these FATs, this is a way for us, again, to just set better expectations for our customers on what to expect with the FAT and have better oversight with the documentation process. And I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. All right. Mike.
Thank you, McCabe. Thank you, Steve. Well, again, good night to everyone. Good morning to some. So always exciting to engage our channel partners, sales teams. I want to say thank you for your continued support. Last few months, throughout all the years. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. Please continue to give us some feedback. And my message tonight is based on feedback we got from one of our sales colleagues. So I just want to talk a little bit about customization and how it affects us. I want to talk about the benefits of avoiding customization and the impact it has on our organization and on delivering, and also how to really some tips on how to avoid customization. So as you know, most of our customers, especially when it comes to production machine, they want a lot of features above and beyond what we offer. Most recently, a lot of our prospects and customers have been asking for connectivity. They want to be able to transfer data back and forth from our machine to their SCADA system. They want to be able to control our machine from their SCADA system. And we do have some of that functionality, but sometimes they go above and beyond. Some customers may want to reduce the size of our machines to fit into their facility. Some may want an additional device that we've never tested before. So it's somewhat frequent as far as us being asked to change the design of our machine. So just to talk a little bit about why it's important, or the benefits of our standard offering. One, it's less pre-order engineering conversations. So our standard offerings is well documented. It has our proposals for those machines have a lot of information in it to describe the machine. Above that, we have some drawings that we provide to our prospects, so P&ID outline drawings that's sanitized, and in some cases we provide sanitized manuals. And that whole interaction, that transfer of information usually is minimal time, so it doesn't involve a lot of engineering conversations and activities, and in most cases it doesn't even involve engineering at all. Another benefit is that another benefit of our standard offering is a lower price, right? So it costs us less to to produce this machine because it's our factory is already has inventory. It's less time to deliver the machine. Overall, the whole cost is lower, and of course, the price is lower. Shorter delivery time, less time to design, of course, because it's already pre-built, pre-designed. Shorter lead times, as I mentioned, for parts because we hold a little bit of inventory. In most cases, we may have a blanket order for our standard offerings. Less testing times. Our production, most of our production machines move through in somewhat of a series fashion through our factory. So sometimes when we spend too much time in testing one machine or spend too much time in debugging or having to assemble it in a certain manner, that actually holds up the whole production line. Documentation, all the documentation is already, in most cases, pre-done. Maybe, there's slight modifications here or there with respect to the FAT document or IQOQ to somewhat make it more specific to a customer, but essentially it's all prepared. So less time to generate testing documents as well. And most importantly here, low risk to performance. Our machines in most cases have been out as matured models, been out in the field for sometimes decades. And, we've already debugged most of the issues from it. So it's a lower risk, and we have a lot of confidence in the standard offerings performing well. So all in all, standard, focus on the standard machines and if we can, and all the and focus also on the needs of the customer as it aligns with our standard offerings. So to better sort of illustrate the disadvantages of customizing, I sort of put together a little comparison here between two enhanced machines. One that's not customized, and the other is customized. So the customizing elements for the machine that's customized basically revolves around electrical hardware and software. Customer wants much more functionality with respect to CIP paths and controls, and in this particular case, on how it interfaces with their SCADA system. So pre-order discussions for the not customized machine is under in most cases under 3 hours, because again it's well documented. Proposal has a lot of information. We have drawings that sanitized, we easily provide, and it doesn't take much time or engineering interaction. As opposed to the customized machine, in this particular case, it took 14 hours just to have discussions with our customer, and also with our customers' vendors or contractor, who in most cases for large companies will participate in these discussions. And discussions could be very lengthy, could take a long time, because there's a lot of stakeholders and a lot of people have to share information and respond. So during these discussions, there are a lot of asks based on wants. A lot of functionality is requested, a lot of information is requested, a lot of design changes are requested, and that basically actions the engineer to go and investigate all these possibilities. So the engineer must research, and that's under pre-order engineering time here. He'll go. He or she will, in our case, he will go and research. Reach out to our suppliers, our vendors, to see if there's any what we need to do to enable these requests. In this particular case, it took 99 hours, and this is before the order is placed, just to request, just to research all the requests that this particular customer wants, and with respect to functionality. So, luckily, we were able to respond well. Customer places the order, and we, at this point, we need to design the machine. So we need to take all this information and actually make it happen. So that'll involve a lot lot of conversations with our suppliers, our vendors, our programmers, and a lot of designing as well. And when that is all complete and machines ready to at our factory, a lot of testing. In this particular case, over 120 hours in testing. And so the end result here really is increased delivery time, lead time, and increased price. In this particular case, is almost double. And I think that's the big takeaway here, a big distinction between customized and non-customized. The language to our prospects should be essentially, price and lead time doubles. And I think that's a strong argument. And I think most of our prospects respect delivery time and price. And a lot of times they reconsider a lot of customizing. So they ask pretty much we tons of experience. We know our channel partners have tons of experience, years of experience. We know you know how to sell. I guess the ask here suggestion here is just to sort of remember, to talk a little bit about the need, what's needed. A lot of customers, a lot of prospects, they get excited about our machines. It has a lot of functionality, and they get excited about getting more functionality. So if we could kind of focus on what's needed, and then in cases where they're unsure, we can ask them to generate a URS, a user required specification document. We will read this requirement, and then we could respond with a document, the acceptance document, as to what we can and cannot do. Talk a lot about how their needs align. The needs align with our standard offerings, and most importantly, talk a lot about the cost and lead time, because that seems to be very effective in their considering our standard offerings. So again, thank you, appreciate your support, and please continue to give us feedback, and we'll try our best to respond.
Awesome. Great job, Mike. Thank you. All right. And with that, let's open it up for some questions. We had some good questions after our first session this morning. One was about the dihydro and the genizer chambers, and that's something we're gonna dig into and come up with a really nice answer for at the next channel partner webinar, because it is something that we're looking into right now. The primary patent on our chamber has expired, but we do still have some patent protection on our new designs, and we want to make sure that if anybody's violating them, we protect ourselves. So there's some activities going on around that. What else? What else did we talk about this morning? Yeah, very specific things, questions around high altitude and
Of the LM20, yeah, I was just thinking that one.
yeah. No questions? Well,
are there any questions around the FAT levels or FAT offerings?
if you guys do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help. Please let us know, and we'll end the meeting now. Thank you all very much for your.
There's one.
Oh,
Different FAT should have different
quotation. Thank you. Okay, yeah. So that's true. So Noodle, this will all be in our configurator. There will be descriptions of the different FAT levels, and they'll have different prices. So you can talk about it right during the ordering process, to understand what the customer wants, so that we're not scrambling at the end.
It's a good question.
See somebody typing here. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Me too. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. All right. So thank you all very much. Have a great day or a great night. Appreciate all your time. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Alex. Bye.